Last year I had two really difficult situations that moved the ground I had beneath my feet. One with the people I was living with, and the other one was with my health. And before that happened, I had this strong confidence of being on solid ground. But obviously, I wasn't. I thought I had no fear. And actually, later I saw I was just as like this Simba character from the Lion King. Fear, I love fear. But as soon as everything changed in my perfect world, I was really scared. But those situations were and still are huge teachings on humility and letting go. Those situations helped me to see even deeper my arrogance, my fear, my anger, my confusion. I was feeling alone, frustrated, with resentment, while all things, basically, all the afflictive emotions came together at the same time. And there I was, suffering, suffering because of my attachment to security, suffering because I was not anymore in good health and I was not more feeling strong, suffering because my well-planned future just fell apart. And just like this, I was seeing very directly the suffering of change and impermanence. Once again, yes, change and impermanence, that's Buddhism 1.0, right? We all know about this. And I have meditated about the aspects for years, and I read about this, and I was um, doing a lot of practices about those impermanence and change, but it was only until I deeply experienced them that I started a little bit to understand what the Buddha said about that. Yes, everything is changing, you understand it, and at some level you accept it, but of course, there are many areas you don't want to change, or you think that they are not going to change. And only when they do, you really experience the suffering and see your attachment, your own attachment. And yes, everything is impermanent. And of course, I'm gonna die eventually in a very far, far future. I'm very young, I'm strong, and suddenly you experience in a different level and you understand this in your own bones. And I realized I'm gonna die. I could have died. And that was gonna happen in any moment. I mean, I really don't know when it's going to happen. Now, with little more perspective, there are a few things I can say. I'm grateful for those very raw, incredible teachings I have received. I can imagine that what happened was exactly what I need to deepen my practice in a very honest way. Those situations show me a huge shadow area in my own spiritual path. I can see now how easily my ego creates a comfort zone and just relax on it. We're only thinking, I'm a good practitioner. And I can see these huge shocks are still like little electroshocks, moments to, hey, wake up, remember, you can die. Remember, change is happening all the time. Hey, you are not going to live. How are you going to live today? What is important for you today? And I can see also my attachment to ideas and relationships, and I can see that those are so painful. And then thinking a little further why I was and I am having all this suffering, I realized I was basing my life and my Dharma practice on three different things: expectations, ideals, and projections, and all of them created, of course, by my ego mind. Comfort, I was looking eagerly for care and support, and in my physical strength and my health. And what I have learned about all of this and what I have been basing my suffering, I realized I am and I was never alone. I had the Buddha's teachings. I had the spiritual teachers and mentors who were there for me. I had my sisters, my dad, my family. and I have incredible spiritual friends who were right next to me. I only need to pick the phone or send an email asking for help. I only need to say, please help me. And many, many hands were there. The challenging thing was realize that I need to ask for help and be humble and ask for help. I understood that you are only brave when you face your fears. Never before. And a lovely reminder I have to courage myself. It's what the Buddha said the night of his enlightenment. Mara, I see you. Or as Utpalavarna said, I'm not afraid of you, wicked Mara. I'm learning to be humble and keep an open mind. You really don't know. I really don't know. I'm learning also to live in uncertainty and to understand that that's perfectly fine. Actually, that's the kind of freedom because you are not attached to results. You are not attached to the future. I have learned also to slow down. Don't rush. Don't fill my schedule with endlessly things to do. I see I need to slow down, to be present, to be mindful. My body is asking me to do it. And every moment is an opportunity to practice. And my body is forcing me to do it. And in this process, being forced for my own body to slow down, I have learned to enjoy and be present with each moment. Relax, relax. Each moment is precious. And because I don't know what is going to happen later, this moment is the only chance I have to awaken. This one is my only chance to be grateful, to see what's happening in my mind, and be fully present with whatever arises, with openness, with kindness, and with honesty. I remember that being busy all the time is also a form of laziness, because sometimes we are busy. I am busy because I don't want to see my own mind. And there is a story from Prema children, the other children, not our children. And she was preparing everything to receive her teacher, Kandro Rinpoche. So when she came to visit her, she said, Kandro Rinpoche said, did you see the sun come up this morning? And she said, no, Rinpoche, I didn't. I was too much busy to see the sun. Then she laughed and said, too busy to live the life. And in this process, I'm also learning to be respectful with my own suffering and embrace it. Respect this human body. This precious human life is a treasure. I need this condition to have one chance to be free of the suffering, and I need to take care of this flesh and bones, not because I'm going to satisfy without mindfulness and desire, but because I'm going to listen what it really needs. Be fully present with the body. Well, that's the first establishment of mindfulness, right? Mindfulness of the body. And I'm also learning to see with openness and curiosity to all situations and be present with them. So when things come to me, maybe this body is weak now, that's okay. Let's see how weakness is. This mind is foggy and dizzy, it's okay. Let's see how fogginess and dizziness are. There is sadness, frustration, there are boredom, anger. Let's see what these things need to teach me or want to teach me. And I have found one of poem that really inspires me about this, and this is from Rumi, so I want to read the poem. The name is The Guest House. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a midness. Some momentary awareness comes, an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertainment them all, even if they are crowd of sorrow, who violently swept your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. We may be clearing you for some new delight. the dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door laughing and inviting them in. Be grateful for whoever comes because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. So here I'm trying to be fully present with openness and kindness with everything is arising. I really want to be present and know how to learn my mind is working and how it's reacting to different situations, ideas, emotions, because again, I don't know when I'm going to die. And I need to be prepared for that moment. And also, I am not going to know how my mind is going to be in the bardo state. So I really need to know to practice now. And some practices that I have helped me to be with this is meta practice, self-compassion, and compassionate presence to feelings. And sometimes I invite whatever arises to take a cup of coffee. Sorry, I'm from Colombia, so with this rich drinking coffee. And of course, this is not easy. Many times I don't want to see and take a coffee with them, with my pride, with my shame. Or sometimes I don't want, but they don't want. But I can see that is only when I stop fighting them. They relax and sometimes they give me a piece of information I need, or sometimes they just relax too. Each time I'm sitting to do my practice, I'm saying to myself, this could be my last session. You have this incredible opportunity to practice now. Don't waste it. And in this extension, I'm doing this with everything. This could be the last teaching you are listening. This could be the last time you are seeing this person. This could be my last winter, my last meal, my last chat. How do I want to live this very last moment? As the 37 practice says, what is in the state of my mind right now? I'm also learning to be happy and grateful with the things I have and I can do. I still need to remind myself, you are not valuable for the many things you can do. What's that? It is because you are a human being. You are not a human doing. I'm learning to be in this moment. Our practice, as Jack Cornfield said, is to be where we are actually, are be with love and attention. And I have to use this bracelet, and it says adrenal insufficiency. And this helps me to remind me two different things. I'm not insufficiency, I'm enough. And also, yeah, I can die any moment. So how are you going to use this precious human life? And another huge teaching, and the last one for the moment, is stop your projections. Stop your expectations on people. I realized I was just this character in Robinson Crusoe, that he created his own friend and then he was fighting with him about all the projections his own mind did. And this time here, I have the time to see what is more important for me and what is in my path and why I fully want to walk it. It has to remind me that in truly I want to benefit all sentient beings, and if I really want to do it, I need to work honestly and fearlessly with my mind and my conduct.